Here come the troops. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's Daily Antidote of Song. So glad to see all of you today. Happy Friday, and welcome to one of the last 3 days of our Sirius XM Radio The Village Ukulele Road Trip Weeks. Coming in today from Alastair Moock's house in Massachusetts. Super excited to be here. Alastair is in possession of the uke, and we are going to get started today by welcoming everybody. So we're here in the Daily Antidote of Song on day 1622. I am Jo Rossi, I'm the director, and we have lots of great folks in the room with us today. Help me wave to everybody out there on Facebook and on YouTube. Thanks, gang, for joining. And let's all wave to Alastair Moock, who's sung with us before. We're so glad to have him back. Mary, who's running tech from Greenfield, Mass. Thank you so much. Anna in Somerville, Mass. Great to see you. Also helping out with tech today, Diane in Massachusetts. Arlene in Berkeley, California. Pauline and William in Newcastle, UK. Glad to have both of you here. Delhi in Maryland. Kevin in DC reminding me that today is 1,622 days of consecutive singing here in the Daily Antidote. Deborah in Kentucky, great to see you. Who's that? Linda in Orcas Island. Bob in Mass. Becky in Vancouver. Aloysius in Mass. Mabel and some bears in Mass. Jan, nice to have you with us today. Not sure if you're new, but we're glad you're here. Susan in Cincinnati, hello. Annette in California, hello to Jill. Nice to have you with us today. Sheila in Florida, Laris in the UK, Bob in Albany, Bonnie in Boise, Idaho, Storm in Mass, Carolyn in Boise, also reminding me that today is day 1622. We thank all the folks in the room for the great cue cards. Jamie in Victoria, Kathleen in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Ruth and Clive coming in from Birmingham, UK, Carol in Connecticut, Gary in Mass, Phil and Shizuka coming in from Totnes, UK, Martha in Oregon. I think that is, let me see, I can't tell who that is. Elizabeth in California, Louise in the UK, in Devon, UK, and we've got Julie in, it's Trish in Victoria, I see. And Luda coming in from British Columbia and Caroline in DC. Let's all take a deep breath. All right, so today is kind of a fun day. As you guys know or may know from my saying it a million other times, Reggie Harris is one of the ones who has signed the ukulele. And so Alastair is going to treat, Alastair's a great friend of Reggie. In fact, that's how we met Alastair, was through Reggie. And so I'm going to turn the floor over to Alastair Moock. He's got a couple of songs planned, and Reggie is related to the song. So Alastair, if you're ready, take us on our journey.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? All right. Well, it's awfully nice to be back with you all. Let me just get this thing in tune. All right. Good enough. I'm going to start with a song of mine. This is an older song of mine. An album from the early 2000s called A Life I Never Had. And let me take this off for now. It goes like this. Thank you, Lord, for this life you've given me. I wouldn't call it perfect, but it's not all misery. Even if it was, well, it wouldn't be that bad. At least I'll never look back on a life I never had. Thank you, Lord, for this world in which we live. I couldn't call it perfect, but these things are relative. There's beauty in the mountains, and there's beauty in the sea. And there's beauty out my window when I turn off my TV. This is your part right here. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for this life you've given me. I wouldn't call it perfect, but it's not all misery. And even if it was, well, it wouldn't be that bad. At least I'll never look back on a life I never had. Yes, and thank thank you, Lord, that I might live one more day. 'Cause I'd give 2 to 1 tomorrow's better than today. And even if it's not, I'd still like to stick around. 'Cause I think I like it here more than I would under the ground. Here we go. Thank you, Lord, for this life you've given me. I wouldn't call it perfect, but it's not all misery. And even if it was, well, it wouldn't be that bad. At least I never look back on a life I never had. Thank you, Lord, for blessing my soul. I haven't been perfect, but I'm improving as I go. Thank you for this life that I see with second sight. And thank you for the darkness that led me to that light. Yeah, thank you, Lord, for this life you've given me. I wouldn't call it perfect, but it's not all misery. And even if it was, well, it wouldn't be that bad. At least I never look back on a life I never had.
Thank you so much, Alastair.
Thank you. I see some people say they can't hear the guitar. There's only one microphone, so if you can hear my voice, you should be able to hear my guitar.
People are shaking their heads that they cannot hear your guitar.
I do have the original sound on. I can try taking it off and see if it sounds better.
That will probably mean that Zoom will start breaking up all your notes, and so probably would not be optimal.
Okay. Well, original sound was on and it's back on now.
Okay.
So I don't know what to do about that.
So you could, if you want to, drop into your sound settings and just make sure that the mic is selected, that's what your sound is using. And in the meantime, while you're doing that, so you just go to original sound, which is, go to audio settings, which is next to your mic, and then go to the input mic and see what's selected.
Yep,
And
it's the right microphone.
okay, yeah. So you might be able to move it down a little bit, move your mic down, get a little bit more between you and the guitar. Your voice was very clear. And
Okay.
so thank you so much to Alastair for that beautiful song. And is there anything you want to say about it? Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, it's the guitar part's the best part about it, so I'm really sorry you guys missed it.
So, yeah, so we could try, if
No,
you want to tweak around on it a little bit, you're welcome to play around with it, and I can just hold the floor for a minute. So, everybody, as you know, we are here in the middle of our Sirius XM Radio The Village 2-week run called Ukulele Road Trip, or called something like that. Can we all please thank Sirius XM Radio The Village and Mary Sue Tui. They donated an amazing ukulele to the Daily Antidote of Song, signed by some 40 odd people. And I think Alastair is going to hold up the ukulele so we get a chance to see it. Signed by some 40 some odd people, about half of whom we know who they are at this point. And some of who they are is Reggie Harris. And Alastair works with Reggie a lot, and he's going to sing a song. Was that the song, or are you singing it next? The next song, right?
I'll sing it next, what I do
Okay.
with Reggie.
And other folks on that ukulele include the Sweet Honey and the Rocks, who sang with us in this time, and Emma's Revolution, and we honored them one day, and David Crosby, we honored him one day, and lots of other great folks on the ukulele. So we're excited to have that, and we're going to be auctioning it off at the end of October as a fundraiser for the Daily Antidote. Alastair, do you feel like doodling around on that ukulele for a sec?
That's about the extent of my ukulele playing.
Well, that was very beautiful. Thank you. And super appreciate that you just handled that ukulele. We're going to have Alastair signing another ukulele, and can't wait to get to hear his next song, which is something that overlaps with his work with Reggie. Alastair, you want to just talk to us a little bit about Mad Week and about this next song?
Sure. Well, I can tell you about the work I do with Reggie. We do a lot of concerts together for kids, for adults of all ages, really. We have a program that we created in 2020 called Race and Song, a musical conversation. And we bring that into spaces, and we use music to open up conversations about race and identity. I've known Reggie for 30 years, but part of what we talk about with folks is that we didn't talk about race. We didn't have these kinds of conversations for most of that 30 years of our friendship. And as I got more involved in racial justice work, after years of teaching about civil rights and stuff and realizing that my fingers weren't really down in the dirt, I got involved in a project in the children's music space called Family Music Forward that was kind of asking questions and challenging some of the systems, the way we kind of replicate the same folks getting awards and the kind of gatekeeping and all the stuff that happens in the kind of the unconscious biases. And during that process, I started talking with Reggie, and we created this program together. Reggie, of course, has been doing music and has been a leader in this space for a very long time. And he's worked with a lot of wonderful people, including Greg Greenway, who we've all been thinking about this month, as he is hopefully on a good path forward. And one of the songs when Reggie and I perform together that we do regularly is this song of mine called Be a Pain. We often talk about John Lewis, a mutual hero to both of us, who always told everybody to cause good trouble. And my translation of that for younger people in particular was to be a pain. So this is one of our little duet songs.
So, Alastair, I'm wondering if folks can't hear the guitar, do you think maybe you want to try just coming in on the computer audio, so losing the mic altogether?
I could, sure.
Let's just try it. See if you're going to maybe need to turn your original sound back on again, though.
Yep.
So,
okay.
Can we do a quick test drive, see if that makes it better? I'm going to watch all your faces, so you got to let me know.
Okay. I'm now in the regular computer. I'm going to turn the volume up. How's this?
Sounds great.
And original sound is on.
Okay.
All right.
Folks are saying yes.
Great. Here we go. If you see something that's wrong, raise your hand and say that's wrong. Point it out and name that thing by its name. Don't stand by and stare. If it's wrong, it's your affair. Don't be quiet. Make a right. Be a pain. Be a pain, be a pain. Shout about it and complain. Ignore the crowd and go against the grain. Don't be polite. Raise your voice and do what's right. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. When Rosa Parks sat on that bus, she chose to make a fuss. She chose to break the rules and take the blame. Her choice to sit and fight helped to bring on civil rights because one strong woman chose to be a pain. Be a pain, be a pain. Shout about it and complain. If they say you have to move, say I'll remain. Don't be polite, raise your voice and do what's right. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. Harvey Milk chose to run for the council board and won, even though folks said you can't because you're gay. One brave LGBTQ elected leader ran and knew you can change things if you choose to be a pain. Be a pain, be a pain. Shout about it and complain. Tell them I won't let you make me feel ashamed. Don't be polite, raise your voice and do what's right. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. A tennis star named Billie Jean told the world she had a dream that men and women would be paid the same. She refused to hit that ball till there was equal pay for all. She was a king because she was a royal pain. Be a pain, be a pain. Shout about it and complain. If they refuse to pay, refuse to play the game. Don't be polite, raise your voice, do what's right. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. Kids from Parkland led the fight. Something they all knew was right. They said it's time for us to finally make a change. If adults can't compromise, we must go march for our lives. They spoke out and led the charge. They all were painted. Be a pain, be a pain. Shout about it and complain. When you're faced with the laws, you know I'm just insane. Don't be polite, raise your voice and do what's right. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. Be a pain, be a pain. Shout about it and complain. Ignore the crowd and go against the grain. Don't be polite, raise your voice and do what's right. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain. Be a pain, be a pain, be a pain.
Woo! Thank you so much, Alastair. That was a lot of fun to sing, and I can totally imagine you and Reggie jamming on that together. Can we all please give it up for Reggie Harris, for Alastair Moock, for SiriusXM Radio The Village, and of course for Carpe Diem Arts for keeping this going day after day after day. Alastair, we're so glad to have you back in this room with us today. Would you like to tell us anything you've got coming up before we close for the day?
Oh boy. Tonight I'm playing with my friend Mark Orelli and some great musicians here in Boston, Chandler Travis and Sean Staples. We're doing a band show. I've been writing a lot of new material suddenly, which is new and exciting. So that'll be real fun. And Reggie and I have here in Boston, we have a couple of great shows coming up together. We're going to be playing in the Boston Celebrity Series in December, and then we're going to be at the Shaolin Lu Performing Center in Rockport in, I think, February. So that's some of the stuff I have coming up.
That's great. Thanks, Alastair. So we've got links for Alastair in the chat. Please check out all his upcoming stuff. And of course, also check out Reggie's upcoming stuff. And Alastair, do you have any words of wisdom you want to leave us with before we say goodbye to everybody? No.
I think my words of wisdom are: let's hang in there. We're doing better than we thought we might have a few months ago, and I'm feeling a little hope. I hope you are too.
That is such a beautiful way to close. We are definitely on the message of hope here in this room. And yes, indeed, it has felt a lot more hopeful over here than it had some time ago. So thank you so much, Alastair, for that great message. Thanks for 2 beautiful songs. Can we please give it up for Alastair Moock? We are coming in from Massachusetts here, and the Sirius XM Radio, the Village Ukulele. It will be leaving Massachusetts today and heading for Connecticut and Vermont. So please stay tuned. 2 more days of this great tour. We're going to have Ronnie Arbo playing tomorrow from Middletown, Connecticut, and we're going to have Maura Smiley playing from Bristol, Vermont on Sunday. So thanks again, everybody, for being part of this great fun. Thanks again to Alastair Moock. Let's say goodbye to everybody out there on the live stream. Thanks, gang, for joining us today. And let's say goodbyes to everybody here in the room. So thank you, and a goodbye to Meredith for running tech for us today. Thank you so much. Arlene in Berkeley, California, thanks for being here with us. Let's see, we've got Pauline and William in Newcastle, UK. Glad to have you guys with us today. Kevin in DC, thanks for being here today. Let's see, we've got Phil and Shizuka coming in from Totnes. Great to see both of you, and big smiles there. Deborah in Kentucky, great to see you. Mabel Bear and maybe another bear, one bear. Mabel and one bear, great to see you today. Susan in Cincinnati, thank you so much for being here today. And let's see who we have. Ruth and Clive in Birmingham, UK. My screen's moving, I'm sorry. Okay, Laris also coming in from the UK. Luda in British Columbia. That's Sue in Seattle, who is not in Seattle, I believe. Sheila in Florida. Julie in Ontario. Bob in Albany. Caroline in DC. Dan in Vienna, Virginia. Bonnie in Boise, Idaho. Kathleen in Albuquerque. Carolyn in Boise. Hoda in British Columbia. Jan, thanks for joining us today, wherever you are. Delhi in Maryland. Bob and a bear in Massachusetts, out in the world somewhere. Chuck, coming in from Grand Rapids, Detroit. Anna, thank you so much for running tech for us today also. Coming in from Somerville, Mass. Louise, coming in from Devon, UK. Trish in Victoria. Elizabeth in California. Storm in Massachusetts. Aloysius in Mass. Diane in Mass. Gary in Mass. That was almost 5 in a row. Jamie in Victoria. Linda on Orcas Island. Carol in Connecticut. Martha in Oregon. Mommy coming in from New Jersey. Kat in Vermont. Ann in Silver Spring. Fred in Maryland. Athena coming in from Brooklyn. Annette in California. Thanks again, gang, for being here. And we can't wait to see you all tomorrow right here on the Daily Antidote of Song. Ciao, ciao.